Monica, good morning. Rochelle White, morning. Lola Shorunke, Pearl David, Daniel Atsenga, Ladi Shorunke, T.Y., Rose Mosen, Eric Lindu, Fumi Jaboda, Patrick Christian, Mayowa, Miranda, Paula Shade, Margarita Christova, Ayobami, Fumi Jaboda, Esther Kuganja, Olukayode, Albertine, Deborah Cole, Jalomi White, Alicia Ige, Shigo Wafo, Gift Blessing, Vivian Taylor, Gladys Nshank, Janet Atayese, Mike Phrase, Uriyomi Anota, Pearl David. Yes, let's go ahead and share the link to this message. The faster we do that, the better. So if you don't mind, let's go ahead and share the link, please. Let's go ahead and share the link. Look under your video, and you all know how to do that already. Let's write some things and go share this link. Today I'm going to be talking on the reasons for conflict and disagreement and quarrels in the family. Why do we have those disagreements? Why do we have conflicts? So I'm going to examine things that lead to irritation in husbands and in wives. But since I'm talking to wives this week, so I want to give you some practical advice about the things that could irritate your husband and could lead to some amount of some degree of conflict and disagreement. So what are those things that men don't like to their wives to do that could lead to quarrels? And what are those things that women also don't like that could lead to quarrels in the case of women? First of all, let's start by saying that we are, both husband and wife are two individuals coming together to form a family. So since it's two people coming together to form a family, it means two people have their own opinions, two people have their own mindsets, they have their own upbringing. So since they have their own upbringing and they have their own specific and unique way of looking at things, they had their own they have their own specific understanding of life. Men have their own understanding of life, women, and it depends on the family where you are brought up to. The family where you are brought up also plays a role. So if you are brought up in a family where you are taught to look at things this particular way, that's the way you'll be looking at it after you are married as well. And same thing with men and women. So what does that mean in the family when you now come together to build one family? What that means is that everybody begins to think he or she is the one that is right. So any situation that happens, you begin to say, okay, maybe I'm the one that is right. And you actually believe it. Every member of the family, or both husband and wife, believe that they are right. So whenever a situation happens, the man believes that this is the way to look at it. And the woman believes that this is exactly the way to look at it. Because that's what they have always known, and that's the way they've always thought. And that's why marriage is a challenge. That some of the fundamental principles that you had believed all your life will come under crisis. They will come under attack. They will come under question. And you yourself have to be wondering, hey, am I the one who is right, or he is the one that is right? What is happening here? This thing that I believed all my life, does it mean that it's wrong? And why is it behaving like that? Sometimes you will feel like thinking that it's the other person that is wrong. And that's the tendency that we all have. We all have the tendency of thinking that we are good. We have the tendency of thinking that we are right. We have the tendency of thinking that, everything is okay with us. That it is with the other person that things are not okay. So we are thinking that, we are fine. It is the other person that is not good. And but in the real sense, we are all good. Only that we have different way of looking at things. So in most cases, if every part of the family will begin to insist that he is the one that is right, or she is the one that is right, if everyone will begin to insist that he is the one that is right, or she is the one that is right, then the conflict grows, the quarrel and disagreements increases. But if we know how to relate and to respond in times like this, in times of crisis, then things cool down a little bit. Things become much more better. So just for you to know, reasons for conflict and for strife is normally the fact that we are brought up in different families, and so it's kind of normal, it's natural that we all have different viewpoints. Even people who are brought up in the same family, sometimes they also have different viewpoints. They also have their opinions, and you have to respect that. So the fact that you are brought up in the same family doesn't mean that you have to agree on everything, or you actually agree on everything. Most people don't, and even twins have their own opinions and different opinions. So it is normal that we have different opinions, and that we express our opinion. Now, a conflict or crisis grows when one part is thinking that he's the only one that is right all the time. And that's why marriage don't work well when a partner in the marriage begins to think that, he is always right. There is just no way that you will be the only one that is right at all time. And that's why a marriage should be a union between equal partners. Equal partners. You should recognize the equality of your husband, and also husband must recognize the equality of their wives. We have to recognize that both of us are equal and have the right to opinions, equal right to opinions, to our opinions. Once you begin to think that I'm the one that is always right, it means you are suppressing the other person. And suppressing the other person will only mean that person will have a lot of grudges, a lot of things, a lot of pain, suppressed pain, a lot of things that is not, or she's not happy with. And that will lead her to, finding a way to retaliate and to come back at you. So one of the real factors of success in marriage is equality. We have to start from the same ground. We have to start from the ground that husband and wife are equal. Now, I know that even on this platform, there have been people who have come to argue that we don't start a family on equal ground, and that husband and wife cannot be equal. And I know that there is a school like that the husband is already superior in the marriage. Now, if he is already superior, And if he's already the one that is on top, then, the superior doesn't listen to the one that is inferior. The superior doesn't seek advice of the one that is inferior. And the superior is always imposing his own will or his own mindset on the other person. And that is already a ground for conflict right there. But even if it is a society where the woman cannot say anything, despite the fact that she cannot talk, she cannot say anything, but nevertheless, she is still having her opinion anyway. Even if she's quiet, that doesn't mean that she's happy. And but when you suppress somebody for so long, that it's just like pressing up a string. That string will pop out later on, and it will lead to crisis. So it never works well to approach a family or a marriage from the attitude from the position that one person is already inferior to the other, or that one person is already superior to the other. Once you begin to look at a relationship like that, you are already having bombs buried in that relationship, and that bomb is going to explode one way or the other. So one way to avoid conflict in the marriage is not to look at the other person as worse, not to look at the other person as inferior, but to look at each other as equal partners, That will give you people a leverage, equilibrium, so that you people are talking from this place of, satisfaction, that two of you are already satisfied that you are equal in right and in opportunities. And then everybody knows that he's also free to express what he likes, or what he wants to express, what is on his heart or what's on our heart. Now, another reason that could increase conflict or lead more to conflict is when one partner, even though they are equal, believes that it is only his opinion that must be adopted. When one of the partners believes that it is only his or her opinion that has to be adopted. So if you are looking at yourself as the one that, that whose opinion must always be right, or must always be adopted, must always be taken, that also sooner or later will lead to explosion. It will lead to a big conflict and a big explosion. So those are things that will really increase a conflict or fight both on both sides or from either side. But on the other hand, though, if one of the partners will exercise wisdom, and one of the wisdom for successful marriage, conflict-free or quarrel-free marriage, is for one of the partners to always withdraw from strife or from conflict or from fighting. So if you are the husband or you are the wife, and you said you would never participate in a fight, when it gets to quarrel, that you will just withdraw, you will just stop. If a quarrel or disagreement starts or the argument starts, if you take a decision always to be the first one to step back. So the strategy of stepping back or being the first to step back will always help any family. So if the other one keeps on going and keeps on talking negative or keeps on attacking, but you don't respond and you step back and you don't just respond, that could save your family, because you can fight is only possible between two people or two parties. So if one party is refusing to fight, then fight is not possible. The other one is withdrawing and is not fighting, then there is no partner, no opponent, nobody to fight. So that is one area to stop conflict and to stop fights in the family, when you withdraw, when you refuse to take part in that crisis, when you just show wisdom of silence. And that's what 1 Peter was talking about when he says that wives should use silence to win their husbands and to rule their families. Silence is a great strategy. The ability to keep quiet at the right time. And when it's the right to keep quiet, when things are hot, when things are not going right, when the other person is offended or when the other person is irritated, that is the best time for you to just keep quiet and say, okay, now I'm not going to talk right now. I'm not going to increase this particular conflict. Then when everything is cooled down, then you can begin to speak your mind or your own opinion. Okay, so that is one way to cool down and a heating up atmosphere in the family. Another way to really reduce any conflict in the family is for you to use the golden rule that Jesus gave us. Relate to others as you would like them to treat you, or do to others as you would like them to do to you. So that means that give the other person the due respect, give the other partner the due honor and respect, so that respect them when they speak, respect them when they have an opinion, give them the honor that you would like to be given yourself, treat them the same way that you would like for you to be treated. And that scripture alone cancels that school of thought that the husband is always right. That cancels it. And it also cancels the school of thought that one person is inferior to the other in the marriage. It cancels it, because we are supposed to treat all men, and our partners included, the same way we would like to be treated. We are supposed to treat our husbands or wives as if we are the ones in their place. We should treat everyone the same way we would have liked to be treated. So if you would like to be treated with kindness and with care and with love, then that's exactly the same way you should do for the other partner, for the other person. You have to treat the other partner also with kindness, with love, and with care. If you do that, then you are showing that particular attitude in your partner, and that's exactly what you will receive, because you are treating the other person the way you would like it to be treated. Now, in marriage, a lot of times, we are all waiting for the other partner to initiate something. The men are waiting for the woman to initiate good behavior, to initiate good actions. The men are waiting for the woman to initiate, some good things, to sow some good seeds. But also the women are waiting for the men to initiate some good things in the family, because they are used to being approached and being won over. So they are waiting for the men to also initiate some good ideas, like going out together or doing some romantic things. The women are also waiting for that. So the idea, one of the ways that we could really, live a more harmonious family is for each partner to be determined to be the first one to propose some good things in the family. Be the one to initiate. Always initiate something good, and let the other partner also initiate something good. Always initiate something positive for the family. Those things will definitely help build a stronger relationship, a stronger family. Now, going to my that was just general talk, general advice. Now, going to the core of the message. What are those particular? I'm going to be using key, concrete examples, concrete issues, concrete things. I'm going to name concrete things that really lead to family conflict and strife. By the way, if you have not yet shared this link to this message, please go ahead and share the link. Go ahead and share the link now, because we are beginning to mention those particular things. I'm going to do it like the way I did yesterday. I'm going to mention the points that lead to conflict and strife from the side of the man, and the point that lead to strife and conflict from the side of the woman. I think that is fair enough, so that the women will know what is it that irritate their husbands and could lead to a conflict from inside, and then the men also will know what are the things that lead to conflict from the side of the woman, and that she doesn't like, and that could lead her to explode? And what are the things that could lead the man into, some disagreement and, conflict? So, since we are talking to the women this week, let's start with the women. What are the things that could really get a woman mad, right? Or should I start with the men? What are the things that irritate? No, let me start with the men this time. Let me start with what are the things that irritate the men the most. Then, or maybe I should just mention one and then the other one. Yeah, I think I will mention one. What are the things that irritate the men the most? And then what are the things that irritate, on the other hand, the woman the most? I think I should do that. So what are the things that irritate and causes conflict and on the side of the men the most? And then what are the things that irritate and causes conflict on the side of the woman the most? Okay, let's start from the side of the men. What are the things that really could make him mad and make him unhappy and lead to him starting a quarrel, or that could lead to some disagreement or quarrel in the family? Number one, what a wife does that could irritate the husband so much that he begins to start some quarrel. If the wife is always accusing the husband of failure, if the wife is always directly or indirectly telling the husband that he is a failure, that he doesn't have, especially money, financially. Men don't like to be accused of having no money, that you don't have money, you don't have this, you don't have anything, you are a failure, you are not able to care for the family, you are not able to care for us, you are not making enough money, you are this, any accusation towards the men don't like it. So when the lady begins to accuse the husband of being a failure, of the fact that he has not made anything for the family, or he's not able to provide for the family, and he's not able to bring, to care for his children, that he's not bringing enough money, that he's not working well, or anything that looks like an accusation in failure, anything that looks like an accusation in that is pointing him to the fact that he has not made it in life, and that he's failing as a man, that he's failing as a husband, that even if you are right, that kind of touches on this ego of the man. It touches on the self-image of the man, and he's always annoyed and he's always irritated as a result of that. He doesn't like it. The man doesn't like it when those kind of things happen. So he doesn't want you to keep on reminding him of his failures. He doesn't want you to keep on pointing accusing fingers at him. Men don't like to be accused. Men don't like for fingers to be pointed at them. Men don't like it when their wives are telling them that they are failures, especially in the areas of money. Okay, so that is the thing that could lead to a major conflict from the side of the man. That is what could lead to a major conflict and strife from the side of the man. So let's now look on the side of the woman. What is it on the opposite side, the side of the woman, that could really irritate a woman? What are the things that women don't like and that could lead to a conflict or a strife from the side of the woman? On the side of the woman, she doesn't like to be told that she is a prostitute, or that she is promiscuous, or that she is unfaithful. A woman doesn't like it when she's been accused of having interest outside, or having affairs outside when she is not. And most women really are more chaste, chested than the men in the family. So when she is now the one being accused of sleeping around or messing around or being promiscuous, when she's busy trying to make for a family or build a home, when she's busy trying to provide for the family, for her children, trying to make her husband happy. Most women are committed to their family more than any man could ever imagine. Men don't know this. Men think that they are more committed than the wives. But really, the truth is that no man really is as committed as a woman is to the family. Women are always more committed to the family than the man. So to say that a woman walks away from the family, for a woman to walk away from her home, from the family, it's not easy. It's easier for the man to walk away than it is for the woman. For a woman to walk away from the home, from the family, it means she has suffered some very, very horrible things in that family. So, because women are always more committed. That is just their nature. It's not, a lot of men go around and say, oh, my wife has left me, my wife has left me. That is just talk for people who don't understand the psychology of men and women. No? That is only the talk for men to look for sympathy. For men just want to be sympathized and they want to be pitied, or they want to get another woman. That is when they say, oh, my wife has left me, my wife has left me. A woman doesn't easily leave. A woman does not easily leave. For a woman to go and be prostituting herself or to go and be sleeping around, it means that things have really, really, really gone wrong. Maybe 10 times worse than it could be for a man. So a woman is always committed to her family. She's always even more committed than the man. So as a result, I would not buy into a man accusing a woman that she's promiscuous or she's sleeping around. Most likely, if a man does that, it will be more painful to the woman than any other thing. So that is very painful to the woman. That is very painful because, like I said, she is normally more committed to the family. So to now say that she is dating somebody, a boss or something, or she's promiscuous or she's prostituting, that is always disheartening to her. That just like shooting her in the back. That's just like stabbing her heart. That's just like betraying her. That's like betraying her trust, because she is thinking, I am doing my best to make this family work. Here I am doing my best to make my husband happy, and here he comes saying that I am prostituting, that I'm sleeping around. And some men, that is the very first thing they say against their wives when they really have a fight or disagreement. They begin to say, you are a prostitute, or you are a shawo. In Nigeria, they call it a shawo or something like that, or a shewo or a shawo. And when a man goes to that extent to call the wife by that name, it's like the most demeaning, the biggest insult for a woman, the biggest insult for a woman. All right, so now that's one point that leads to conflict and that could lead to disagreement in homes. Let me give you another one here. Another thing that could lead to conflict in homes from the side of the man that could bring about irritation from the side of the man. Okay, before I look into that, I think there are some comments here about what I said. So let me read that before I read the next one. Okay, TY says, Dr. Adelaja, that is the norm for a woman to live. To live is hard. Okay. That is the norm. For the woman to leave her family, I guess, is hard. But not always the case. There are some of us women who really leave for flippant reasons or simply for a richer man. It happens, my mentor. We have seen it. Men begging, wanting to keep the home, and the woman coldly walking away, and the man is a loser. It happens a lot, sir. Oh, yeah, but it's not natural. I'm talking about what is natural. It's not natural. It's, and this is not even about it happens or it doesn't happen. It's just not natural. For a woman to leave her home, a lot of things has to be considered. And it's just not natural for her to just leave anyhow. A woman doesn't leave the very next day. Because for her, most of the time, it's not even the man that leaves, it's the woman that leaves. It is like 10 times easier for the man to leave than for the woman to leave. If a woman leaves, I insist on that. And it's a totally different topic if we're going to talk about that. Why it is easier, it is not easy for women to leave. Even though some people might leave. Yet there are some who might leave temporarily. Oh, I'm going back to my mother's house. They just pack the most essential things and go. Or I'm going, for a week or two. That's not the kind of living I'm talking about. I'm talking about living for good or divorcing. It's always harder for the woman to do that. Even though there are cases like that, but even when there are cases like that, for her to have done that, okay, let's even take a poll. Let's even take a poll among the women that are here now. How many of you women who are here have been in a bad relationship or in a bad marriage? And how easy it has been for you to leave? Why have you not just left? Or how many of you have lived in a family with a mother that has suffered in a very bad marriage, and your mother has not found it easy to leave, and your mother has not left? Or you yourself have not left? Or you had to leave only after things really got bad? That is just, let's take a poll. Let's take a poll. You will see that, women suffer so much before they could take the decision to leave. Okay, Omonika said, Pastor Sandey, some men are so jealous. That's why they might be thinking their wife is promiscuous. Yes? Dr. Adelaja said, that is extreme. I don't think that even happens in normal homes for a husband to call the wife prostitute, Ashewo. Yeah, maybe they might not call that name, but if they are suspicious, some do. Maybe not in African families, but I guess maybe this might be from where I am here. Dr. Ladi is saying, Dr. Adelaja, why do women kill to be with a boyfriend? Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That it's not easy for her to go to leave the family. So it might be easier for her to kill than to just leave like that, because it's not easy. But of course, women kill to be with the boyfriend, the same reason why men kill to be with the girlfriend. The same reason men also kill to be with the girlfriends. Same. And the society, public opinion. Daniel Asenga said, I'm glad a woman has mentioned that there are some women who leave not because of the husband being bad. Yep. Well, there might be exceptions, but in most cases, believe me, if you talk to that woman who has left, you will discover that the man might not be bad though, but the woman has not received what she went into that marriage for. The woman has felt let down, and the woman who left. A woman doesn't leave a happy family. No woman will leave a home where she's been treated the right or she's been treated like a queen. Elizabeth Ali said, it was not easy for me to leave. Folashade said, I only left after several attempts. Esther Kuganja said, I watched my mom. She never left. Mike said, I have been there before and I eventually left because it was a matter of surviving. Fumi Jeboda said, I didn't leave immediately until my life was strengthened, you see. And Mike said, I eventually left because it was dangerous for my life and the life for the future of my children. Elizabeth said, I know women who are still in marriage because of their kids, suffering everything. Lolo Amaka said, most women remain because of their children. Eric Lindu said, is today's church service live on Facebook like last week? No, I'm not. I'm going to be at home today. I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to the church to preach today. I'm preaching in the house today. No, I'm doing training here in the house today. I only go to church to preach once a month. Nkiru is saying it's not natural, but these days we have some crazy women. I'm sorry for my language. My late brother was married to one. Paul David said, I know many women who left for uncountable reasons and they couldn't put it into words. I personally did not leave, but I almost lost my mind and it left me in the end. Looking back, I wish I had left, you see. Gladys says, I couldn't leave because of my kids. If there was no kids, it's easy, sir. You would think where you are going with your kids. Yes. And who is going to take you with the kids? Very good. Ladi also said, I wonder why my mom stayed in an abused relationship for 7 years with 3 children. Maybe because of us, you see. Nena said, sir, it is not easy for a woman to leave a matrimonial home because they love wholeheartedly and are committed to their husbands and in love. Yes. Folashade said, I only decided to leave after 5 different occasions, thinking he might change his ways after accusing me of being promiscuous. You see, that's what I said, T.Y., that Folashade here was accused of being promiscuous. You see, it happens in families. Even in Africa, I'm sure Folashade was married to an African woman, man. T.Y. said, okay, Dr. Adelaja, it's okay for a woman to leave for some reason, but the man cannot leave. The man leaves all the time. Men leave all the time. See how many women are single mothers. Mostly it's 80% of men who left them. Rasmussen said, what can a man do to help a woman who grew up with a lot of pain and misuse? Now there could be, I've already addressed that when I was talking about behavioral patterns. So you might need to go and watch some of the things I spoke about before. And when I spoke about men being fathers. Paul David says, it breaks my heart that women stay for their children. Many children pray their mother left because watching her abused is something they cannot forget. Forgive their father for even forgive their mother for not being strong enough to live. Yeah, you see, that's what I'm saying. Even most of you know that as children were rather praying that your mothers would leave, right? But the mothers will still not leave. Why? That is how difficult it is for women to live. It is not easy for the woman to live at all. It is almost unnatural. It's so difficult. Folashade said, yes, I married an Ijebu man, for that matter, who accused me of being promiscuous. You see, yeah, Oduwole, that's Ijebu right there, yes. Pastor Monica said, Pastor Sandey, even with one child, it is not easy to live. Women are very enduring, yeah. Shioma says, on this issue of women not leaving, you are right. It is not easy for a woman to leave. Even your mom will advise you not to leave. My aunt and her husband had not spoken to each other for more than 20 years. Yes, she cannot live till date. Gladys said, I had bad relationship in the past. I knew I would definitely leave one day, but was not in a rush, but finally left at the right time when it not affect each parties. Yeah. Ufoma said, I have an uncle who is promiscuous, but we always accuse the wife of the same. Always questions every man she speaks to. Yeah. Even when they are the colleagues. Anastasia said, I have warned many women in Ghana to stay in marriage because of their children, because there is nowhere for them to go. Jide said it is mostly overlooked but some men can be abused too. Mental torture can be as bad as physical torture. Better to dwell in the corner of the rooftop. Yeah, but when a man, let me tell you the truth, when a man is abused in his own family, that is his own choice. It is his choice, because in the case of a man, nobody is holding him in that marriage apart from his own will. So if a man feels that he's been abused in his own family and he's staying there, that is his choice. He can easily leave, or he can easily let the wife go. That is easy for the man to take the decision. Fleck Karim Matip said, yes, men feel more free to live in this type of marriage. That's why women have to think twice before going in. It's like there is no return for women. Yeah. Okay, next point. What are the next things that get the husbands mad? The next thing that gets the husband mad and that irritates the man and that could lead to conflict is what all of you already know. Is what you already know. And what you already know is this: sex. Men don't like to be denied sex. And when they are denying sex, that brings about irritation in the family. And that makes them mad. That makes them mad. So, as simple as that sounds, sex might be one of the major reasons for men to be unhappy in the family. Some women too, it happens for women too. But it is normally I'm talking about the most situation. It is normally the men that are complaining of not having enough sex. There are some cases when men are not giving their wives enough sex too, but mostly it is the men who are complaining that their wives are denying them sex. So that is another reason, and that is another area where men could feel that, their wives are not functioning and their wives are not good enough, and then that could be bringing a lot of quarrels, disagreement, and strifes and things like that. Yeah, so that is on the side of the men. And like I said, it happens also, some men also could, leave their wives alone without care and without satisfying them sexually, but it is mostly women who use sex as a weapon. It is mostly women who use sex as a weapon. It is only women who say they are having a headache or they are not in the mood. And there are reasons for it. I understand, because like I've already mentioned them in the past, why this happens. And because the woman needs much more than her body to be ready for sex. She needs much more involvement in other areas. So, yeah, so that is understandable. And okay, now on the other hand, what is it that could irritate the woman? What if sex is what irritates the man, so what irritates the woman most? Yeah, like I said, sex also could be a problem from the side of the woman, but like we are talking of the general things now. So what are the things that will irritate the woman and that disappoints her and makes her mad when her husband does that? What is it that a man could do that will make the woman mad, that will make the woman unhappy, and that will make the woman, to be irritated? A woman is irritated when the man puts her down as a homemaker. When the man looks at her and talks her down and says that you are a bad housewife, you are a bad cook, you can't cook, you cannot function as a housewife. When a woman's integrity is put down, that she's not worthy to be a wife, that she don't deserve to be a wife, or she's not good enough to be a wife, and she's not good enough to take care of the children, that she's not good enough to cook, that she doesn't cook well, and she doesn't take care of the family well, and she doesn't clean well, and she cannot take care of the home well. That is so killing for the woman. That is a very bad thing to tell a woman, that she's a bad housewife, and she's a bad mother, she's a bad cook, and her foods are not delicious, and you cannot eat her food, and you don't want to come back to the home because she's not taking care of the house, that she's a bad housewife. It's just like you are stripping her naked. It's just like disgracing her in the market. It's just like when you tell that to a woman that she cannot function as a housewife, that she's not a good housewife, that you cannot eat her food, and that she's not taking care of her children well, and because that is where she feels fulfilled. That is home is where she feels that is her terrain. She feels that the house and the family is her terrain, is her territory, and that's the place where she wants to really feel fulfilled. That's the place where she would like to call her own. That's the place where she would like to call and name, where she would like to be the lady, the landlady, the owner, the most place she wants to be comfortable in. And she wants to make a home. She wants to make that home to be acceptable, welcoming to her husband, to her children, to her family, and to even friends. And that's her pride, how successful she is, and how good she is as a housewife, as a woman. That is how she judges herself as a woman. That is how she assesses her self-image as a woman. That her husband is satisfied with her, with how she cooks, with how she makes the home, with how she takes care of the house. That that her husband is happy, and that she is happy, and that her husband is happy to come back to the house, and that her husband is happy with the food she cooks, that her husband is happy with the home she makes, that her husband is happy with what she does to make her family attractive and worthwhile. But now when that same husband is coming and begin to talk her down, that you are a bad housewife, you don't do this, you don't do that, I'm abusing her, I'm calling her names, and that she's a failure, that to her is like, it's almost as bad as saying she is barren. And because women really feel bad when they can't have children. But even when they can't have children, that is more nature, right? That is more like they cannot do anything about it. But when she's told that she is a bad housewife, and that she is, and that the woman is not, performing, that she cannot take care of herself, she cannot take care of her home, that she cannot take care of the family, of the kitchen, of the food, and everything like that, that really breaks her. That discourages her. So men should be careful about how even if you see that your wife cannot be a good housewife, the one you want, or the way you want it to be, or the way you want her to be, or if you feel that she's not taking care of the family, of the house, or she's not cooking well, or she's not, then get somebody to cook. Or she's not cleaning the house, she's not managing the home very well, get a housemaid, help her out. Maybe she doesn't have the time. and help her to cover her nakedness, cover for her, cover her back, cover her nakedness. Don't just be accusing her. What have you done to help her? Have you helped her in the home? So yeah, women don't like that. So that could lead to conflict, and that could lead to disagreement and conflict in the house. So next thing that could lead to conflict and disagreement in the house from the side of the husband, from the side of the man, is when a man feels that his efforts are not being appreciated. When a man feels that the wife is not noticing all his efforts, and instead of noticing them, she's rather laughing them off. If she's just, making a joke or making a mess of his efforts and his, all the efforts that is making to make the family work and to make things work out. If she's never saying thank you. She's never said you are trying. She's never appreciated his efforts. That makes the man mad as well. So, women should be careful to note what the man is doing and what good things he's attempting to do, what efforts he's putting into the family to make things work. And if he's doing something, if he's trying something, try to encourage him. Try to let him know that you notice his efforts, and try to tell him that you notice what he's doing, that he's trying, that you appreciate his effort, that you appreciate his the energy he's putting in trying to make the family work. But if you are never noticing that, and you are all rather talking him down and laughing at his efforts and not appreciating his efforts but putting them down, that will really kill the man. That will really kill the man. It does not appreciate that. And that will make him angry most of the time, and that will lead to conflict and strifes and disagreements and things like that. So a man wants to be appreciated for the little things he's doing and for the effort that he's putting in and for for trying his best. So he does not want to be neglected. He does not want those things to go unnoticed. And he does not want, especially for the woman, to be laughing at his efforts, to be making joke or jest of his efforts. He would rather like her to appreciate him and to say that she sees what he's doing and to thank him for it. Now, the next thing, now let me talk about the woman. So what is on the other hand, what is it that could really discourage the woman also, or it could irritate the woman, that a woman doesn't like in the family? What is it that could irritate the woman in the family? When a husband is also laughing or making a derogatory comments about the look of the wife. If a husband is making derogatory comments about the look of the woman of the wife, that is so bad. That is so discouraging to the woman. If a man is talking down the figure of the woman, the size of the woman, the weight of the woman, the dressing style of the woman, the dressing taste of the woman, outward look and appearance. So those things are very sensitive to the woman. They are very sensitive to the woman. As a man, especially if you are the husband, the woman expects the husband to cover for her. The woman expects the husband to appreciate her. The woman expects the husband to admire her. The woman expects the husband to be in love with her. The woman expects the husband to be carried away by her, but not to talk down on her, not to talk down on her look, not to talk down on her size, not to talk down on her figure, and not to be making joke and jest with her. Especially, it will be killing for, a man to be making this kind of joke openly in the presence of visitors, or in the presence of his friends, or in the presence of our girlfriends, or talk less of some men could just take up the telephone and go and call the friends of the girl and begin to complain that, talk to your girlfriend now, see how she has become fat. Talk to your girlfriend, see how she has added weight, see how she's looking. She's not looking. Some men call the friends and begin to disgrace the woman before her friends. And some even called, their friends, their men friends, and begin to complain to their men friend about how their wives look, about her figure, about her look, about how she has become not attractive. That is also very, very bad for a woman. And no man should ever do that. So, never touch the way a woman looks. Never touch the way a woman looks. Never touch a figure. Never touch, women are already having their own challenges on their own. Women are already talking down themselves without your help, without you even coming on the stage. But when you now go there and begin to point that out, that she had seen before you even notice it, and that you used to like her, or some other men might even like her, and that you are now putting her down, it's like killing her morally. There is a situation I heard when a boyfriend told the girl, and the girl was just weighing 54 kilograms. She was just 24 years old, and she was weighing 24 kilograms. 54 kilograms. 54 kilograms is not 54 kilograms is not heavy at all. 54 kilograms. Okay. She was weighing 54 kilograms. 54 kilograms is rather small. But, because these girls sleep with their boyfriend these days, and when she was undressed one day, and, he saw a stomach. But, women must have bigger stomach. Women are made to have stomach because they have their womb there. So even though she was slim, but she had just a little stomach, not big stomach, but just stomach is not as flat as his own. And this foolish boy, I would say, started talking to her that, oh, what is that little fat you have in that stomach? But that is the womb. She needs the womb. Anyway, to cut the long story short, because if you are weighing 54 kilograms, that's very small. That's like pastor sufficient. That's like small. So, this man said, that stomach. And he thought he was just joking. He was just laughing. He just laughed it off and just joked. But the girl couldn't see it as a joke. She couldn't see it as a joke, because she wanted to make herself perfect for him. The women take things serious, especially things like that. She started losing weight. She stopped walking. She stopped eating. She stopped eating at all. She will only eat one slice of bread in a day. In the morning and in the evening. One slice of bread in the morning, one slice of bread in the evening. Finish. In a year or the next 2 years, she had lost all she had become like this, like stone alone. And she was weighing only 20-something kilograms. Only stone. And she died. She couldn't even walk. She couldn't even get off of bed. She couldn't even stand up from her bed. She couldn't even stand up. She couldn't even walk. Because at a point, she couldn't eat anymore again. And she died. And she could develop anorexia. She developed anorexia and finished. They lost it. And the boyfriend, what do you think happened to the boyfriend? Even before she died, when she was just losing weight, the boy left her, of course. And she was thinking that if I lose weight, I will win him back. She was thinking if she loses weight, she will win him back. Of course, she never won him back. He kept on going from girls to girls, from girls to girls. So those, you should never touch the way a woman looks. Never touch her look. Never touch her look. You can only commend her look. You can only praise her, commend her, admire her, but never complain about the look of your wife or of a woman. Okay. Let me see some other things that you people are writing here. No, let me just keep on giving you my points, otherwise it will take long. Okay, next point. What is the other thing that makes a man mad in the family? What is the other thing that makes a man mad in the family? By the way, if you have not yet shared this link, please go ahead and share the link. Go ahead and share this message, please. If you have not shared the message yet, go ahead and share the message, okay? So what is the other thing that really makes a man mad or irritates a man in a family? A man is irritated in a family. A man is angry and could start a conflict or a strife or a quarrel if his authority is being undermined in the family. If a man feels that his authority is being undermined, it becomes like a wounded lion. It becomes like a wounded lion. What do I mean that his authority is being undermined? A man doesn't want to feel like it's an empty place in his own house. A man doesn't want to feel that everybody is riding on him in his own house. A man doesn't want to feel that he's nothing in his own house. A man doesn't want to feel that his wife is putting him down and neglecting him and shutting his mouth up and neglecting his opinion and not counting with him and not recognizing his authority and not respecting him. When a man feels that he's totally been neglected and that he's not been honored and is not being respected, that he's that his authority is abused and is neglected, that he's not recognized as a head, that his headship is being disputed, that his headship is not recognized and is being disputed as the head of the family, he roars like a lion. He roars like a lion. A man wants to be the head of his own family. A man wants to be the head of the family. A man wants to know that he's the head. A man wants to behave as the head. A man wants to, wants to be recognized as the head of the family. A man doesn't want to be put down in his own family. A man doesn't want to be neglected in his own family. A man doesn't want to be ignored in his own home. A man doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to be seen as nothing in his own home. So when a man feels that his authority is being undermined, wow, that leads to fight all the time. So women should be wise in the way you treat your husband. Even if you think he's weak, even if you think that he's not strong, even if you think that he doesn't deserve that authority, in his own mind, he still thinks that he needs to be respected anyway. Even when he's wrong, even when he's done something wrong, he still expects to be respected. Never undermine the authority of your husband. Never undermine the authority of your husband. Next point. Let me talk about the woman. So what is it that, what we will say makes a woman mad as well? A woman is mad or is irritated when she is totally neglected too. when she's not seen, when she's in the house and she's not seen, when they never pay attention to her, when the husband never notices her, when she's like a furniture, when she's like a fridge in the house. You pass by her, you don't even notice her. Even the fridge, you go to the fridge more than you notice the woman. A woman doesn't like to be neglected. A woman doesn't like to be unnoticed in her own house. A woman doesn't like to be totally neglected or ignored. A woman wants to be admired. That's what she's made for. That's why women are beautiful. She wants to be admired all the time. She wants to be noticed. She wants to be loved. She wants to be noticed. You know, she wants you to notice her. She wants you to love her. She wants you to admire her. She wants you to commend her. She wants you to compliment her. She wants you to be in love with her. She wants you to be romantic with her. So to be ignored, and as if she's not there, or as if she's nothing, or as if she's an empty place, that could kill the woman. That could kill the woman. Okay, next point that makes the husband mad in the family, that could bring about disagreement and irritation from the side of the man, is when important decisions are being taken in the family without his consent, or without talking to him at all, or without even seeking his advice. When decisions are being taken in the family without talking to the man, or without even seeking the man's advice, or without even letting him know, without even informing him, the man gets mad. The man gets mad. The man really gets mad. So you ladies, even if you are just going to inform your husband about key decisions in the home concerning yourself, the family, the children, let him know. Either seek his advice, or at least inform him of what you are planning to do. But it's better to always inform him as if you are seeking his advice. Now, another thing from the side of the woman now. Let's look from the side of the woman. What is it that could make her mad? What could make her mad in the family is if a woman feels that the man is only using her as a sex object. A woman might be unhappy. A lot of women are not happy because they are feeling that their husband only needs them as a sex machine. That their husband only wants sex from them. Oh, that makes a woman mad, totally mad. When she says that she thinks that you are not giving her love and you just want to take sex from her. That makes her to feel like she's being used. That makes her to feel that she's being exploited. That makes her to feel like she's a prostitute. That makes her to feel that she's not important. That makes her to feel that, you just need her for sex, not for anything else. That makes her to feel that she's only a sex machine for you. Ooh, that is not a good place. You don't want to put a woman in that kind of place. You don't want to put a woman in that kind of place. You want to, make sure that she's satisfied and that you are there for her, not just for sex, but at all time. You want to show her love before you ask for sex. You want to give her love before you take sex. Before you ask her for sex. Okay. What is the other thing that makes a man mad? Or that could irritate a man in the family? Another thing that could irritate the man is when he is constantly being compared to another man. When a man is constantly being compared to another man, when a man is constantly being compared to another man, that you are a failure, that your friend is doing better, this man is doing better, this man is good, this one is good, this one is doing good, this one, and you are not, and all that. So that is one thing that a man cannot stand. A man don't like that. So man does not like to be compared to other men. Of course, women don't like that too. Women don't like that too. But let me give you another thing that could make a woman mad in the family is when the husband doesn't listen to her and doesn't let her speak her mind out. When the husband doesn't give or create a special time for the woman to just have discussion, to just speak her mind out, to just share what she's going through, and whatever she's going through, whatever is happening in her life. A woman wants to have that opportunity to be able to talk freely with her husband and to be able to discuss and have a free talk. But when she doesn't have it, that could create a lot of crisis as well. When when she's saying things and she's not seeing any response from the side of the man, when she's having to repeat herself all the time to the man, when the man is not responding to her crisis, to her heart cry, it makes her mad. It makes her mad. Yeah, I think those are enough. I think those are enough points that I've given you people today. And if you be careful, you might be able to make your family work. So I hope you people have been satisfied with this week. This has been a tough week for me because I don't like to demand from the women things that they have to do. I think the men are the head of the family and they must take more responsibility. But it's good that the women showed maturity this week, that they want to hear some of these things that men want. And so I think I've given you a lot of points this week that men would like to have. And I think if you really listen to these things very well, they will help you improve your family relationship. And I think some of these things will also help both the men and the women. So, and let's go and share the link to other people. Maybe some of these points will be a blessing to them or will be the thing that will save their family from crisis. So that's all I have for you today. Next week, from Monday, that's from tomorrow, I hope to start another series on how to bring up godly children or God-fearing children, how to, raise up wonderful children, how to raise up wonderful children, both from the side of the father and from the side of the mother, how to raise up wonderful children. That will be from tomorrow. So thank you so much for your time. I think we had a great time. So I'll be back tonight with some testimonies, with a testimony session, with a testimony time. So let's go share the link, let's go share the message, and have a wonderful Sunday. God bless you. See you tonight.